to te ao nei Aroma te whenua Wharona te epure Epure te ie Lo te he
Greetings, everybody, and welcome to another Jamie's Journey. And today we are in, well, what many would call paradise, and we are in Nuku-Hiva, and this is in the Marquesas Islands, which is also, well, kind of a distant part of French Polynesia, about less than a 2-day sail. And with me is a local resident who they say we befriended, and I'd like you to meet Laurent. Hi, Laurent. Nice to be here.
Nice to meet you too. And let's say welcome to our country and our islands. It's a bit hot today, but I hope you can enjoy your journey with this beautiful guy on your boat.
Yeah. Now you have an accent which sounds a bit Australian.
Yeah. I used to study in Australia when I was let's say. High school. After high school, and then I went to Australia and study, and I married to an Australian woman. I love that country so much, so I took a piece of Australia with me every time I go everywhere.
So you met her in Australia, and then you brought her back here to live?
Yeah.
And how long have you lived here with your wife?
We lived here we came here in 2000, and we stayed here this year, and we basically stayed 10 years here.
Yeah. About how many residents are there in Nuku-Hiva?
In Nuku-Hiva, you can count 2,000 people.
Yeah. Not so many, huh?
Not too many, but in Taiohae, this is the main town of this island. And then is this also the administration town of the whole Marquesas? It's not many people. Why there's not many people? I can say because there's not many jobs for the young people. So what they do, then when they go to study over to Tahiti, or to Australia, or to America and France, and after that they won't come back. And after they got their certificate, and they stay over there and work there.
But you and your wife, you have good jobs here?
When I came back from Australia, I got proposed to be a teacher. Because I can speak English, and that's how I got proposed that job. And then on, I passed some other certificate, the French certificate, and that's how I got let's say a good job. It's a good job.
And what does your wife do?
My wife do the aromatherapy, medicine, but here she couldn't do it, expand her business. So now we're going back home so she can work. She's changed the field. She's going to be a teacher again. And so let's hope I'll get my immigration.
So you're going to move back to Australia?
Yeah, we're moving back to Australia.
And your daughter and your wife are there now?
Yeah, they are now today, and I'm being the guide of the island today.
Yeah. Oh, very good. As for dialects, the island really speaks French. Is that correct? French Polynesia?
Yeah, we have our own language, the Marquesas language. Also, we have the Tahitian language and French, and also the English and Spanish.
Yeah.
But English has been taught at school, and Spanish too. Yeah. But the main, what we say, the civil language on the paper is the French and Tahitian, and then us.
Well, very interesting. Now I have a beautiful lei. All these are hand done, handmade. And yours is different. That's a lei also, right?
Yeah, it's a lei also.
But
why? As you can see, the part of the dancing, every dancing you're gonna watch, you're gonna look, they all wear this type of lei, because in our, let's say in our tradition, the leis have got this type of lei has got some mana, we call the spirits, and also when you see the ancient the priests, in in our ancient time, they take these leaves to how to say, to call the spirits to come to us, and this type of lei, it's more to the party. That's the difference that I can explain from my point of view.
Thank you. Very interesting. Well, Laurent is going to play the drums over here. We're going to see some dancing. We're going to take in a bit of a special event we have going on along the water, and then we're going to take a little drive, and Laurent is going to show us some of the sights. So thanks for joining us, and let's go over and have a look at the event. Come on. Well, Laurent, you've taken us to this beautiful, beautiful stone church. Would you tell us a little bit about the statue and the church?
You here on a cathedral, the Maria o te Henua Enana. It means the Virgin Mary of the Marquesas. And here you can see the statue of Dordio, the first archbishop who tried to write the Bible in the local language. And here we can see the construction of the cathedral. How did they do it a long time ago? And as you can see, there are 6 islands inhabited in the Marquesas, and 6 sides of the 6 what do you call the side of this cathedral,
the church,
been built by the people and the rocks from this.
Really? So each side is different.
Each side is different. Each side all the same, brought the same rocks. As you can see in the front of that part of the church there, it's we call the flower rocks. It's where they come from. The one of the island called Uapo. That's where I come from. So you can find that type of rock over there.
Wow. And as for the religion on the island, what is the primary religion?
Well, the main religion here is Catholics, which call about the percentage. Let's say 85% of the people are Catholics. Why is that? Because they were here. Protestant was first, and then they left, and the Catholic came, and that's how I guess we came from. We belong to France, to France now, because a long time ago the French and the Church used to work together.
Yeah. Now, what about like ancient religions? I was reading one about the god of Ono, if I'm saying that correctly. If I'm correct, they say the god of Ono was the creation god, and this legend had it, correct me if I'm wrong, where he was to build promised to build a house for his wife, and so he took the land from these islands and put them together and built the house. But each island is named for a part of the house, right?
Yes,
like
yes.
Nukuhiva means
the roof. Yeah. Well, the proper legend of the Marquesas, there's 2 gods, and it's a couple. His wife's called Atanua, and the husband called Oatea. Atanua said she was sick of living in open ocean. There was no house. She said to her husband, Oatea, I'd like to have a house. How can we live together forever? And he said, okay, tonight I'm going to build a house for us. And so in our the local religion, the belief, that's why some people, when you see the dance, they so kind of yelling. Just calling the spirit to come down and get in the people, and just when they start dancing, they kind of just get ferocious and things like that. And so what I try to call the spirit and the God, and help me, I want to build a house for my wife. And then the first one, and he say Uapo, and then what do you call the
beams
the post, the post, they're called Uapo. That's double post. In the Marquesas is Ua. It's also the name of the 2 posts. And then Hivaoa, the long island, is in the south, where Jacques Brel and Gauguin is living. Is buried? Let's say buried. And then
no longer living.
And then a Nukuhiva came, and then a Fatuhiva, the leaves to cover the house, and Uahuka, the pit where you make the fires to cook food, and then Tahuata means dawn starting, the sun starting to come up, to set up, and you see the day starting to come, and then he say, this is your house, my wife.
Yeah, well, that's a great story. Better than the one I told. Well, Laurent, you've taken us to a monument, and who's this a monument to?
This is a monument given to Herman Melville, a writer, American writer. who escaped from the boat the first time, and who went to live with the village called Taipivai, where a tribe caught him and I'd say loved him, and just because they look after him, and after that apparently there was at that period of time they were very hungry, let's say like.
And he started to look pretty good.
Pretty good, and they say, oh, maybe it's a time for me to leave this tribe, and this is where he came. There was a way from that village. He came all the way down here, and this is where they took the boat with a French boat. There was a French boat in the bay, and that's how he went.
Yeah.
And bye.
And he wrote a novel Taipei, which the spelling of that is really a phonetic spelling.
Yeah, it's
right?
phonetic spelling. The proper name called Taipivai, Taipivai, Taipivai.
Okay, that is a little more difficult to spell. But so that village actually is so that he came down, and it was his time at that village that he wrote about. Also, some other famous people. You said Gauguin is actually buried.
Gauguin is actually buried down south, Hivaoa, and Jacques Brel. Who are those two people? They were Gauguin is a big painter, and the Brel is one. He's the main singer of this period of time in France. And they all came here and love.
Even Robert Louis Stevenson passed through here, I know, in 1888. And of course, he really took up residence in beautiful Samoa, another beautiful spot. But this is very pretty. Yeah, thank you.
No problem.
All right, I noticed in the back of your truck you have paddles in the back of your truck, and I have a feeling it's to work one of these. What do you call these?
This is a vaca,
Vaca.
Jamie. This is a vaca, and what is it? It's a transport for the local people. Used to be.
Yeah.
Now it's becoming a sports equipment for all the people who like paddling, like I do. I do like paddling canoe, and.
So it's basically like an outrigger.
Yeah, an outrigger canoe. It's on a fiber. It used to be. It's in a wood, a tree. We cut it and make it and build a canoe out of that.
Do you still see some of the wood ones around, or are they more gone? Really?
You can see in my village, all the small villages, but here you won't see anymore. Although, if I have a chance, there's a museum. We're gonna go have a look at it.
Yeah, you said you might be going out in one later.
Yes, well, we are fantastic to show you how we, with students, and also how we can show you people to come and enjoy paddling some outrigger with us.
Well, if we have time for that, that would be great. Now I see there's these one-person shells, but then there's something like this. Are these used for special occasions?
Yes, that's called a V6.
V6,
yeah.
like a car.
Yeah, V6, because there's 6 people on it. There's V16 and V12.
Really? So some for 16 people?
We tied 3. There will be 2 canoe of 8 people. We tied together, and here we go.
Wow, oh, fantastic!
It's the best way. The best part of the year to see the competition is the Teal Ride. It's in Tahiti. All the island come together, and there will be V1, V3, V2, and V6, V8, V12, V16. Oh, it's all you want.
That's good. Sounds like fun. You know, I'm looking at the building behind these. Would that be so woven branches? Would that be like the old
bamboo
typical style?
And that's all the. As you see that's the canoe club, or the outrigger club. That's how they build the ancient techniques. Is the bamboo that we use in the bamboo to protect the outside of the house from the sun and I guess from the rain too.
Beautiful with the patterns of how they weave the bamboo.
not bad.
All right. Well, shall we go take a next step?
Yep.
Let's do it.
Go.
Tauto hipa hipa yuta, hipa hipa ita.
All right. We made a short drive to this museum. Can you tell us something about the museum first?
Here we got the name of the owner of this museum is called Rose Corsair. She's actually American, and also she's living here for a long period of time, and she's decided with her husband to make a museum and also to collect all the Asian pieces. And here we can see some very beautiful pieces. We got some edges, local edges. We got some balls and saddles.
The poi?
Yeah, and I think this style of it's just more for the cover. You know, for the alcohol.
But what goes in the bowl? It's the
The wood, the type of wood.
Yeah. What do you drink? Do you make a
cover?
drink?
Yeah, we make a
Kava.
cover.
Kava.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And what goes in the kava? It's like a brown. Looks to
It's
me like a brown water.
Yeah,
right?
brown water. It's like from the roots.
Uh-huh.
We call the root things, and then we crush it with the pillow. This kind of what I call this type of tools over there. We crush it, and then we mix it with the water, and then that's how you see that brown color of that.
Is that like a kind of a friendship ritual? Would
Yeah,
that be appropriate
it's a
to
welcoming.
drink that?
It's a welcoming. It's also a friendship. It's and also to make a peace and between the tribes and.
And does it give a little stimulant effect?
Oh yeah.
Kinda like alcohol, right?
Yeah. Very. It could be strong.
Yeah.
But we don't do it often here
Yeah.
anymore because I think all that type it's all gone.
Yeah.
But it's on part of South Pacific Islands. They do a lot. Tonga, Samoa.
Yeah, Fiji and things
Fiji,
too.
yeah.
So this is somewhat like the boat you were talking about, right?
Yeah, we call that
The real one.
the real one, and also we call that the war vaka, the vaka to go to war, and also to go to tripping. I guess to go tripping. And that's the type of the canoe how the local people also came from this island, go to the other islands, and so on.
Yeah. Now this is a very nice old painting, but it reminded me that a lot of tourists that come down to French Polynesia, one of the biggest, probably most popular souvenirs they can walk away with would be something permanent. That is a tattooing. I just noticed you have a tattoo. You might have more. I don't know.
Yeah, I just have one.
Yeah.
And I'm more tattoo on my heart than on my skin. But tattoo, I think is nowadays it's a very big thing. It's very important for us. I think it's it's our identity. It's all the way that we show the world that we're proud of our arts and also the calligraphy of the things and also the story of how us people believe what we are. And so since the festival 2000 and becoming more and more popular, and now some artists living actually of tattooing.
Yeah.
They go all over the world and tattoo and do some performance or conferences. Why not?
Yeah, some of the men that we saw today had tattoos all over, and I'm looking at this one too. I don't know how it would come out on the with the tattooing. Now that's to an extreme, but that's magnificent, though, isn't it? It is truly amazing art.
Yeah, like you see the guys of the dancing ground before. I was happy for him, and I got a lot of people taking the photos, and I say, well, what do you do? Yeah. Jamie, what do you do when if you get all tattoo and people ask you, and I like to take a photo, what do you do?
Say $1.
You serious?
Why not?
Or well, people with.
I think it depends. I think if the people I think we all have to be courteous to
Yeah, I was saying
because if they're just living their lives, you know, we just have to be courteous, ask for permission.
Exactly.
That's always good. Well,
Yeah.
this is lovely, and thank you very much.
This is the museum part, and as you can see, this is the one the tattoo now. That's how they kind of saved the tattoo, because when the missionary came here, they kind of banned everything. The dancing, the tattooing, the clothing, the eating, everything. And some of the local artists then, they took the bamboo and started painting on it to save it.
Okay.
Now I say, doing well.
Yeah. Oh, very good. Lovely stuff. Worthwhile to visit the museum for sure. Well, as we were about to leave the museum, who walks in but the curator and I guess owner?
That's right.
And this is Rose. Hi, Rose. Thank you very much for having us here.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah. How long have you had the museum?
Well, the museum, actually 30 years, but the situation here about 10 years. Because the museum began with me when I owned the hotel. But when I took partners, then I developed this place and put it apart. So it's actually just a museum and boutique.
So you've been here about 30 years?
On land, 31 years.
30, and you're American born?
American born and still American, but I'm also French now.
Yeah. Wow. Married a Frenchman?
No.
No?
I
Just moved here?
No, my husband died, and I became French. I took French citizenship, but I still...
Yeah. Was your husband American too?
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. What an adventurous life you two led there, coming down here.
He brought me down here on our sailboat to do research for the Marquesan culture and art.
Yeah.
And we both just fell in love with it. We spent 8 months. In 1972, I was young, but just fell in love with the islands, and we came back, and then we opened the Marquesas for tourism with the hotel.
Oh yeah, so you owned that hotel?
Until 3 years ago, yeah.
Wow. And this museum is operated, people can come in for free?
That's right. Yes.
And see all the wonderful artifacts. You say there are some beautiful things for sale.
Yes,
which
this
probably goes to
is all
keep
for
it
sale.
going. Yeah.
That covers the cost of the action here.
Yeah.
But everything, at this moment, everything in here is cultural.
Yeah.
I accept only pieces carved by Marquesans and based in the ancient culture.
And one of the unfortunate things is when people come to Nuku'hiva, you said they only come as far as what's the name of the site?
Well, there's a site, Tama Head, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
But when they have a big activity there, and then the trucks stop there, and then nobody knows about the museum, which I have pieces that exist only here in the entire world that date back to 300 BC.
Well, we have to work on that. We'll do our part in promoting it. It's definitely worth visiting, and we might be not even a mile, I would say, right?
Oh, no, not even that,
yeah.
no.
Maybe a half mile from the site, I would say.
I've never measured in that, but they tell me it's a little over half a kilometer.
31 years, you never measured it?
Nope.
It's not far. It's not far, but definitely worth it. What's the name of the museum?
Okay, the real name is Taitai Tapuna Heita, but the name that everybody calls it is Museum Inanna. Inanna
Museum
means,
Inanna.
which is the word for Marquesans. Marquesans.
So when you come here, be sure to visit Museum Inanna, and if you're lucky, you're going to have the chance to meet Rose.
Yeah, normally I just went up there to take some clients for the hotel.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Oh, it was a pleasure.
So good to be here.
It's a pleasure for me to talk about the Marquesas Islands.
Yeah, thank you.
I love it.
Here we got the Homer Melville Walk.
Yeah,
Jamie?
So actually, we drove up. It was quite the road driving up, and actually, as you said, this little path here is the Herman Melville Walk.
It's gonna be the Homer Melville Walk because another guy down there who owned the bungalow, he liked tourism, to welcome tourists in our island, and he's preparing to clean the path and call the Herman Melville Walk.
Because I asked Laurent, I said, so where does this? I asked if there's any roads that go up there, and he said, yeah, they're right here. I said, no way. So that,
Well, how long?
but it's spectacular. But this goes around and up and over the hill, and that's the path that Herman Melville took when he escaped from the other tribe and then went down to the tribe of
Ta'id tribe, and then off the island and bye the Marquesas.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right. Well, we're going to continue on this road and then descend down to the beach, and we're going to take you to another site that a lot of guests might be able to relate to.
It's good.